All right, before we get started, I asked if you have a cell phone, please mute it so we don't have any ringing phones while we go. With us now are members of the Eastern New Mexico Greyhounds. In the center of our podium is head coach Josh Lynn. On the far side, we have Benjamin Langford. Benjamin is a junior outside linebacker from Pago Pago, American Samoa. And on the near side is Andrew Lopez, a junior offensive lineman. Excuse me, you're a running back, aren't you?
Yes.
From Odessa, Texas.
He's from AT&T, New Mexico. Okay. I'm sure that's wrong on there.
You can introduce Artesia, New Mexico running back. I apologize for that. What we will say to start with, and then we'll turn it over to Coach, is you had a career-high 3 rushing touchdowns today, so congratulations there. Coach, a little sloppy out of the gate, but then your team seemed to settle down and get the game in hand.
Yeah, we definitely didn't start good. We just definitely didn't start well, and you know, they jumped out on us. You know, I was real proud of our kids, you know, hanging in there and getting going in the second quarter, and you know, getting us finally getting going.
477 yards, 348 on the ground. That's kind of your game, but tell us a little bit about your offensive success today.
Well, we're going to go in there. We're going to establish the running game, starting with our fullback Andy here, and we had some problems with our mesh early. You know, with quarterback fullback mesh. However, we did get going in the second half, and it ultimately we got going. You know, with what we like to do in this run of football, and you know, Andy was a good example of that today.
Andrew, you had 14 carries, 81 yards. We mentioned the 3 touchdowns. They were all consecutive at the end of the first half and then to start the second half. Talk about just getting on a roll and the success.
I think we came out a little. We came out a little slow, but we got back together and, you know, we talked the offensive line. We got everything figured out. Me and the quarterback got everything figured out. And I think we came out there and, you know, really got after him. I think the offensive line played real well.
Question quickly for Benjamin, and then we'll open it up for the floor. Defensively, you allowed 385 yards, but you forced 5 turnovers. So talk about your aggressiveness.
Well, our whole defense is just centered around everyone doing their job. So as everyone does their job, then we're going to make turnovers because that's the whole point of the defense. So. Yeah.
Questions for the Greyhounds?
Any questions?
Coach, you got down 12-0. Did that bother you? Did you tell them anything?
We're dang right it bothers. I mean, we're in Cowboy Stadium, and we get down 12-0. You know, I thought we were a little flat, and we shouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it bothered me, and you know, hopefully we get that fixed before we move on to next week. Any other questions?
Coach, talk about what you said at halftime. Obviously, the second half you outscored them 35-12, I believe. Talk about maybe what you talked about, any adjustments.
They came out and gave us a different look. You know, credit Sul Ross to do that. They went under center, started doing some stuff that we do offensively. What we did, we made some adjustments offensively and defensively, and then I'll be real honest with you, we kind of got after them a little bit and talked about the slow start and how we can't come out and slow start the second half. And that was, you know, those were our big adjustments.
Okay, and Andrew, we passed him the mic. Talk about kind of getting the hat trick tonight. You had 3 touchdowns in a row. What's it feel like to, you know, find the end zone 3 times in a row?
You know, it feels good to score every time, but definitely playing at Cowboy Stadium, I think it feels better to actually win the whole game. So that was definitely nice. It was fun. It was a lot of fun out there.
Let's follow up on that with Benjamin. He mentioned playing in Cowboy Stadium. Talk about the motivation that has and what you have to do maybe to not get too amped up.
Well, it's just a blessing just to be here and to play in this wonderful venue. And it definitely it's definitely a good feeling when you know that you have your fan and your crowd behind you, just cheering you on. So that helps a lot.
Anything else for our student athletes?
Yeah, Benjamin, take us through the play when the ball bounced up to you. Was that a blitz or were you just?
I actually wasn't doing the right assignment, but I was just in the right place at the right time. And I give the credit to D-line and the linebackers for just stripping the ball out. I was just at the right place at the right time.
Coach, you said that you were expecting an air raid last week when I talked to you after the Highland game. They ran the ball 50 times for 294 yards, or 298 yards. Did that surprise you any?
Well, you know, I knew Coach Tyree was an old option guy from back in the day, but gosh, from what we saw on film and then what we saw this week, it did take us for a surprise. And to answer your question, yes, we were surprised.
Any more questions for the Greyhounds?
All right.
Congratulations on a great win. Best of luck next week.
Thank you, guys. Great event.